Vietnam's jungles swallowed vehicles whole, and only the toughest Jeeps ever made it back out in one piece. Number 5. The M151 MUTT. Entering full service in 1960, the M151 was Vietnam's most widely used Jeep. Its independent coil spring suspension letting it move faster across muddy jungle trails than any vehicle before it. Its lightweight 2.3-liter engine and aluminum body made it agile enough to dodge through narrow paths where trucks simply couldn't follow, and soldiers relied on it constantly for reconnaissance missions deep into contested territory. That same independent suspension, however, gave it a dangerous tendency to flip on sharp turns, a flaw that grew deadlier on the slick, rain-soaked roads of the Vietnamese monsoon season. Crews often mounted machine guns directly onto its frame, turning it into a genuine gun platform under fire. Would you have trusted a vehicle that fast knowing one wrong turn could roll it completely? Number 4. The M718 Ambulance Jeep. Built on a stretched M151 frame specifically for Vietnam's brutal terrain, the M718 was designed to reach wounded soldiers in places larger ambulances could never navigate. Its longer wheelbase carried 2 stretcher patients at once, and medics drove it straight into contested jungle clearings under direct enemy fire, racing against time through terrain that seemed designed to slow them down. The thick canopy and narrow trails meant helicopters often couldn't land close enough, leaving the M718 as the only real lifeline between a wounded soldier and survival. Its added length, though, made sharp jungle switchbacks agonizingly difficult, and more than one driver nearly lost control on Vietnam's narrow dirt tracks. Could a few extra feet of steel really mean the difference between saving a life and losing one? Number 3. The Mule M274. Technically not a traditional Jeep at all, the flat, doorless M274 Mule looked almost comically simple, yet it became one of the most trusted cargo carriers in the entire war. Its tiny air-cooled engine could haul half a ton of ammunition or supplies through jungle paths too narrow and too steep for any full-sized vehicle, often with a soldier walking alongside guiding it by hand. Special Forces units loved its low profile, since it could be driven crouched beneath enemy sight lines across open rice paddies. Its complete lack of armor, though, left drivers utterly exposed, and casualties among mule operators were notoriously high throughout the conflict. Would you have volunteered to drive completely unprotected across open ground while enemy positions watch from the treeline? Number 2. The M561 Gama Goat. Introduced in the mid-1960s as an experimental replacement for the aging M151, the Gama Goat featured a strange articulated body split into 2 connected sections, allowing it to twist and flex over terrain that would have stopped a rigid frame completely. It could genuinely swim across rivers and rice paddies without stopping, a capability few other vehicles in Vietnam could match. Soldiers found its handling deeply unfamiliar at first, since the articulated joint made it feel almost alive beneath them on rough ground. Mechanical complexity, however, made it a maintenance nightmare in humid jungle conditions, and breakdown rates frustrated commanders throughout its service life. Could a vehicle this strange really outperform the simple, reliable Jeeps it was meant to replace? Number 1. The M151A2. Refined in 1970 as the final major upgrade to the MUTT platform, the M151A2 arrived with a redesigned rear suspension specifically engineered to fix the deadly rollover problem that had plagued earlier models throughout the war. By this point, American forces had spent nearly a decade learning painful lessons about jungle warfare, and every improvement reflected blood already spent. Its stronger frame and improved stability meant crews could finally push it hard through Vietnam's treacherous terrain without living in constant fear of flipping. Veterans who had driven the earlier, more dangerous MUTT often said the A2 arrived years too late for the friends they'd already lost. Could a single suspension redesign really make up for the years it took to get there? 5 Jeeps, 1 unforgiving jungle, and a war that pushed every one of them past what their engineers ever imagined possible. Tell us honestly, which of these surprised you the most? If you enjoyed this one, hit like and subscribe for more hidden stories like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.